my dear lovely learners. My name is Rekha Vinesh Sharma. Welcome to my YouTube channel English with RVS. In today's video, I'm going to explore and I'm going to break some of the misconceptions related to English. Before we embark, let me just ask you one question here. Do you feel the same what I felt at my initial time? नहीं रीडिंग नहीं राइटिंग करो. अरे राइटिंग नहीं यार, तुम लिसनिंग करो. लिसनिंग भी जरूरी नहीं है, रीडिंग करना बहुत जरूरी है. ये सब चीजें ना छोड़ो, ब्रश इट असाइड. ऐसा करो तुम सारी चीजें एक साथ कर लो. तो मीन्स आई वॉज फीलिंग पैरालाइज्ड. I was feeling like standing in the hot water. I was like lost in the sauce. So do you feel the same thing? कि समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या करे, रीडिंग करे, राइटिंग करे, लिसनिंग करे. Then my dear learner, watch this video till the end because this video going to give you a clear picture related to your journey. If you like this video, like it, share it and subscribe it. Let's start by addressing elephant in the room. Misconception number 1. We usually say that to be fluent in this language, you have to speak more. The more you will speak, the better you will be. Give the muscles practice to your mouth. Of course, I do the same thing. I usually say it, and time and again we are listening the same thing from the tutors, from the co-learners, from everyone, right? And to be fluent, we join the conversational club, right? We exchange the language partner. We try to find out the partner to whom we can practice. But what if I say that this is the half truth? This technique actually holding you back. This technique actually hampering you in your journey of English. So my question to my learners, have you learned Hindi language by birth? Of course, आप बोलेंगे, of course, yes. No, nobody has learned Hindi language by birth. Even I was joking. So how did you learn Hindi language? Of course, the number one is observing and the second one is imitating. By observing, by imitating, you learn Hindi language and you become damn fluent in this language. So when you were young, when you were into the process of learning this Hindi language, that time your brain was actively collecting the data related Hindi language, like sentence structure, like word, vocabulary. Knowingly, unknowingly, unintentionally, you were into the process of learning, unlearning and relearning because our brain is naughty, active, it always ready to grasp the multiple things together. After a few years, when you started your journey to speak in Hindi language, how did you start? Of course, you go with a simple sentence like मैं जाता हूँ, मैं खाता हूँ, मैं रोता हूँ, मैं सोता हूँ, likewise, etc. And over the period of time, you become fluent. Now reverse the situation for the English language. You have to follow the same process for English language. If you are feeling like standing in a hot water, so let me just give you the clear picture. If you are at your initial stage, so give the good content to your brain. But how? By your listening skill. Listen a lot and you need to gather the raw material in your brain. Again, I'm telling you, by gathering the raw material, you will not become fluent overnight. If you continue with this process, with this listening process, you will become fluent because consistent action creates consistent result. Always remember this. You know, doctor used to say it, whatever you are eating, it should be good. Similarly here, whatever you are, giving the kind of a content to your brain, it should be good. Otherwise, your brain will retaliate. So hence it is proved that by your speaking skill, you will only complete half of the journey of your English. If you want to make it 100%, then you have to amalgamate one of your favorite skill. It may be your listening, reading, writing, anything. But my advice is go for your listening skill. Because when you listen, you will have wider range of vocabulary, sentence structure, and half of the grammatical part will be covered by your listening skill. So go with your listening skill along with speaking skill. Second misconception related to English, that is translation. Yes, we often say that don't translate it. Think in English. If you will not think in English, you will hamper your real progress. You will hamper your fluency. So let me just ask you one question here, my dear learner, to you. Are you born and brought up in UK and US? Or is this your native language? Or do you have the ambience and that ecosystem of English at your home? Most of the learner will say, no, we don't have that much platter. We don't have that luxury at home. We need to understand that this is the natural process that we all have. If someone is asking you any question, what your brain will do? You will understand it, you will translate it, and you will build up your answer, then you will deliver it. This is a simple process, natural process. When you are at the initial stage, when you are learning this language, you can go with this process. You can translate, you can take the help of translation. No big deal in it. Don't create the tendency, don't be accustomed of it. When you are at initial stage, you can take the help. I did the same thing. Let me just admit it. I did the same thing. I did not create the tendency of translation part. Over the period of time, when I consistent with my practice, my listening skill, by my speaking skill, I eliminated that translation part from my life, from my journey. The third misconception related to English, that is topic. I've been asked many times, ma'am, if we get the topic, if we have to indulge ourselves for the spontaneous talk, that time we feel blank. Traffic jam, feel like goose egg. What do we do that time? So before I address your question, let me ask you one question. If I give you any topic in Hindi, I'll say that you have to elaborate your thought. You have to explore your thought in Hindi related to this particular topic. Will you able to do it? You will say, up to some extent. Up to some extent, you will be able to expose your thought, but not more than that. But my dear learner, if you are not able to expose your thought in Hindi language, then how would you expose your thought in English language? It is as simple as that. So explore your thought in Hindi first. Upskill your language. Upskill your Hindi language as well. If you are good at Hindi language, then you can be able to speak in English better than before. You will be able to expose your thoughts. In that way, you can take the help of ChatGPT, because you will feel like that an immediate tutor in front of you sitting, and with the click of the finger, you will get all answer. So explore your thoughts, upskill your language in Hindi as well. So the bonus tip is related to idiom. Language is not all about keep rambling whatever comes in your mouth. Language is a composition of idiom, phrases, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Actually work like diamond, pearl, and gems. And somewhere, up to some extent, it will help you to establish as a good speaker. People get influenced by your speaking skill. So the question is, what is the process to use an idiom in your conversation? Because I've been asked many times, ma'am, how do you use an idiom? Because it's a surreal, it's a daunting task. On top of that, whenever you are using an idiom, it should be look like authentic way. So what is the process to use an idiom in your life? What kind of a method I am following to, sing on idioms? So let me just spill the bean here. And it is a cakewalk. When you will hear my method, you will find it cakewalk. So let me just give you that nutshell. First, you have to choose the idiom, right? Here you have to wisely choose the idiom, because all idioms are not useful. So choose an idiom which is useful, which is applicable for your day-to-day life. Let me just take you example. Beat around the bush. You must have heard about it, right? So what you will do it, first you have to take out the Hindi meaning of that particular idiom. Beat around the bush का मतलब हुआ घुमा फिरा के बातें नहीं करना. और I think many times throughout the day we always say अरे घुमा फिरा के बातें मत करो. So instead of saying that घुमा फिरा के बातें, आप उसे इंग्लिश में यूज कर सकते हैं. Don't beat around the bush. All I mean to say it, the first process is you have to choose an idiom, and the next process is you have to find out the meaning of that particular idiom in Hindi and use that particular idiom in Hindi. हिंदी में ही आपको यूज करना है सबसे पहले उसे. Once it is sink in your brain in Hindi, then hop to the next process. And the next process is use that idiom in English now. Now your brain is ready to use that idiom in English. So hope you like the method, and that method will work you the way it is working for me. Illuminating the people, keep practice, and do whatever you want to do. Like it, share it, and subscribe it. Catch you later. Bye bye.